Good morning, students. Welcome to the digital classes of Lal Bagh Girls Intermediate College. This is my English class, and in this class of mine, I have taken one of the chapter from Pro section, and the name of the chapter is The Girl with a Basket. A Girl with a Basket, written by William C. Douglas. William C. Douglas, the author of this lesson, was a judge of Supreme Court of the USA. He visited India in 1950, and at that time India was in the grip of the refugee problem. Millions of poor and homeless refugees had been coming from Pakistan to settle down in India. The author of this lesson came across the children of such refugees at a railway station, and he minutely saw the poverty and struggle of these refugee children and was highly impressed with the self-respect of a young girl of 9 years at the railway platform. The writer William C. Douglas describes the dramatic situation incidentally came about between the little girl and his own self at a railway station in India. So, I am going to start with the chapter and I will be giving the explanation one by one. I had left New Delhi for the Himalayas. I was going as far as Bareilly by train and then by car to Rani Khet, an old British Army hill station located on a 6,000-foot ridge opposite a 120-mile stretch of snow-capped Himalayas. The train was slow and it stopped at all the way station. At every stop, I swung open the door of my compartment and walked the platform. So here you see that the author was going from New Delhi to Bareilly in a train, and the train used to stop at every station. And when the train used to stop, he used to see the people around, and there were many people around, and the author wanted to talk to them. The author talks to the English knowing people to know their views, and he also enjoyed the sight of the Ganga and other places. So what he was doing, he was traveling, and whenever a station comes, he used to meet with the people to know that what is the real pulse of this country, India. In the next, the platforms were packed with people: Sikh, Muslims, Hindus, soldiers, merchants, priests, porters, beggars, hawkers. Almost everyone was barefoot and dressed in loose white garments. Barefoot means without shoes. I would ask at least 3 people before I could find one who spoke English. We would talk world affairs and every major topic the news of the day produced. In this way, I was trying to get a feel, the pulse of the nation, checking opinion against official attitudes and reports. So, in this passage, when it is said that the author is traveling and when he used to meet the people, then he wanted to know the pulse of the people here in India. So what he used to do, when he used to come out of his compartment, he used to meet with many people there, and the people were of various religion, and there were porters means coolies were there, and beggars were there, beggars who used to beg about, and hawkers, those who used to vendors those who sell things. The route lay through one of the richest of India's agricultural areas. This was the plain of the upper Ganga river, 1,000 feet above sea level but tropical. The Ganga was brown, silt, swollen with the flood water. Its overflow inundating thousands of acres of rice. To the north were jungle. So what was the scene which used to enjoy? That route was the most prosperous route of that area, and it was uh, it this was the plain of the upper Ganga. Plain means grounded in even level. And when we talk about the upper Ganga means in the north of the Ganga, because at the upper side we have our north. So it is the north of the Ganga. And when we talk about the tropical region means areas of land between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. It is a land between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. The Ganga was brown silt. Brown silt. Silt means loose sand, or you can say soil. So whatever soil, whatever loose sand we find within that river, that is what the Ganga's color is. The Ganga was brown silt swollen with flood waters. Swollen with flood waters means it is flooded with that. It's overflowing, inundating thousands of acres of rice. Inundating means covering. It used to cover the fields of rice and this wide and open lands that gives him a clear picture of India. To the north were jungles, and in the north of it he found that there were jungles. Great expanse of grass higher than a man's head, and the grass was big as a man, and unbroken except for an occasional clump of tree. And many of the tree, clump means hedge or the group of trees together. So the great expanse of grass higher than the man's head and unbroken except for an occasional clump of the trees, the home of tigers, elephants, pythons and cobras. Everywhere else there was a flat land running to the horizon. So horizon is a place where the sky and the earth seems to meet, and flat, it's a plain place. So everywhere where the jungle were there, he found many animals. Everywhere else there was flat land running to the horizon, but dotted here and there by the sacred banyan tree or by rows of pecker trees. Dotted here and there, it means scattered here and there. And sacred, it's a holy, and banyan tree, which is supposed to be the sacred tree for the people over here in India, they were all lined up together. And pakad is a large kind of a tree, that too was there. And in a kind of a tree, it's again a kind of a tree which was there, and everything to be too good for him. This was all about the first two stanzas of the prose chapter, A Girl with a Basket of Yours, and in the next lecture of mine, I'll be giving the explanation of rest of the passage chapter. So, take care, stay safe, and thank you.